Hi, I'm Rebecca Dawson. Thanks for joining me for a few moments. I'm keen to discuss with you today a really common theme that's come up in many of the conversations I've had in groups and with individuals over the last few weeks. And I love it when this happens because it shows us that the things that we're going through and the thought systems and the beliefs and the conditionings that we experience as a collective humanity is truly happening in waves. So I love it when I begin to see all of these threads come together and a collective theme come up like this, because I know it's going to be really relevant to what you're likely experiencing at this time. So we know that there are new systems and platforms and innovations and technologies that are emerging within the awareness of many awakening humans. And while it can be difficult sometimes to actually see these things come into fruition, what we find is that there are many of you and many people that I speak to, and I've certainly experienced this myself, where when you begin to become really clear about being a part of a collective field, some people call it a morphogenic field, as in Rupert Sheldrake's work, and a collective human consciousness, something may arise within you or bubble up within your awareness. And you think, wow, I've got this idea, and I really want to do something with it. Oftentimes what can happen is that it's come up in you, it's available in the collective consciousness, and you begin to see in times ahead, or perhaps very quickly, other people have a similar idea or really create something with this idea. And I see this time and time again with entrepreneurs and visionaries who sometimes feel frustrated because they feel as if they've missed the boat. Well, I've had this idea and now someone else has gone and done it. I know I've experienced this many times, to the extent where I have an idea and a very specific wording for something, and I want to go and register the website or the idea, and literally that day somebody else has already done it. So rather than being perplexed or discouraged by this seeming anomaly in timing, I tend to think of it as a demonstration that, wow, we really are becoming united as a humanity. We really are becoming a collective field. And trusting that the person that is going to move forward and develop that has the best signature of vibration for consciousness and the best set of skills to be able to go forward and do that. So, two things I'd like to bring to the table here. The first is that the more conscious you become, the more of an igniter you become rather than a doer. And what this means is that you tend to spark off greatness in others because you have the capacity to do that. And oftentimes people with visions and ideas will speak about them or release them, and it really ignites the consciousness in somebody else. I want to be very clear that it's more likely that it's your vibration and your consciousness that ignites that in them rather than the actual concept or idea that you may have been inspired by or have shared with another. So if you bring it back to how your presence has ignited a creation for humanity, it can become quite affirming and quite consolidating for your own sense of value. How many times have I heard people say, oh, it always seems that I come up with something and someone else goes ahead and does it, or someone else does it first. If you begin to recognize yourself as an igniter, it can feel quite emboldening and quite fulfilling to know that your presence in the world is igniting that for others. The other point I wanted to share is that if you are able to sense these things within yourself and actually bring them to life through your connections with others, that's wonderfully indicative to you that you are now moving beyond the constraints and confinements of your individual mind and memory and history, and you're now able to tap into something far greater that's happening within the collective field. Because truly, no ideas exist in singularity. If you are aware that we're part of one big field of universal intelligence, the information and ideas and innovations are available there. And as humanity becomes more and more conscious, they seed simultaneously through more and more humans. Now, the advantage to this, of course, is that if you have an idea or you are feeling an idea arising within you that you believe that humanity is not ready for, the fact that humanity is beginning to really evolve now into more of a collective field of awareness means that your idea or what you are thinking about bringing to the planet can more easily be accepted and recognizable because now it's becoming more aware in more and more humans within that collective field. So it's good to remind yourself that the receivership capacity now is heightened because more and more people will be able to actually see this vision too, and therefore be more receptive to it in their belief systems. In this way, being part of that collective field of idea and innovation allows us to evolve far more quickly. Another point I want to bring up is how many people I have heard say, well, I have this fantastic idea, but I'm afraid to share it. And I'm afraid that if I do, somebody else will take the idea and run with it, and I will once again be left behind. Again, if you are able to stand in your truth, and if you are able to truly know that you are a custodian of this idea and belief, and you're willing to share with open hands with those you believe are resonant with it, resonance is key. Can I feel that this person could also share this vision? You're more likely to discover that there will be those that are attracted to your custodianship and want to assist you to begin to develop it and bring it into the world. It's been such a challenge to bring new innovation and advancement in technology into our world because of this sense of competition and ownership. Competition and ownership, in my view, and certainly in the view of the masters, is what destroys creativity. The more open-handed we can be, because remember, we are all part of the one, the more we can actually share and be excited and take joy in the possibilities of what is emerging within our consciousness at this time, the more likely we are to be able to flourish in our own awareness alongside our creations. Easy to believe your creation can run away from you into the hands of another, rather than know that it can flourish in the hands of many. So that's my offering for you on this day. It's something that I've been thinking about this week. It's come up for a lot of people that I know in the last few weeks. So I hope that assists you to relax a little bit more into being excited and joyful about the ideas that are arising within you, and perhaps to encourage you to be more open in your dialogues and in your desire to share all of this with humanity. Thanks for listening. I wish you a beautiful day.